Drogheda has seen its fair share of crimes over the years, including serious violence. But the rape and brutal assault of two local girls by a group of mindless thugs shocked everyone here. It's all the more painful because justice has yet to be served. A night out in Drogheda has a reputation for being rough, but it's just out of town where one of its worst ever assaults took place. The picturesque setting of Townley Hall Woods, a beauty spot in the Drogheda countryside, serves as a popular walking route. But at night, it's filled with boozed-up yobs. For two young girls, this became the site of a brutal assault. Instigated by a crowd of out-of-control thugs, it would scar the girls' lives forever. Today, they've agreed to go back to Townley Hall Woods to recount the events of that tragic night. On Monday, March 9th, Christina and Natasha from Drogheda were enjoying a night out on the town. Afterwards, they met up with two local lads, and together they all set off for a late-night drive. And they drove along this road to a favoured out-of-hours meeting spot at the nearby Townley Hall, about 10 minutes out of town. They drove through these gates, and they weren't to know that there was a group of guys here drinking and intent on causing trouble. What was to happen over the next short while would change their lives forever. As the group pulled into the car park, a crowd of 6 guys stepped out from their car and approached the girls.
They came over to us and asked us, do you want to drink? We said no. And they came over to us, two beautiful girls, and I said, yeah, go away. I said, F off, go away from me. And then the man put his hand around me. He's right, I'll look after you. And I knew something was going to happen because after what he said. He goes, I'll look after you, beautiful girl. I said, get your hands off me now.
But they weren't taking no for an answer, and soon they got vicious. The girls were now stranded by themselves. The girls darted for the car and locked themselves inside. But by this stage, more gang members were appearing from the woods, bolstering their numbers.
We were in the car, and then we locked the car door. Like, I went to drive the car, but then I couldn't find the keys. We were so shocked. We were shocked for our lives. Then I was looking for her, and we couldn't find the keys. And they opened the car door, and it was 2 white bitches. It was 2 Irish bitches. And we said, no, we won't. And then all of a sudden, the whole lot of them strained the car. Yeah. And they got bang, with crowbars, golf clubs,
dancing all over the cars and everything.
Like, they were like monkeys on top of the car.
They're like a pack of animals. Just let out of a cage.
Then all of a sudden,
that's the truth of it. A pack of animals.
The thugs smashed in the car window with a bar and opened the door from the inside. They then grabbed Natasha and pulled her out, kicking and screaming.
The man said to me, do you want to live or die, you Irish bitch? And I said, well, obviously I want to live. And then they just dragged me out, and from here all the way up there, and then they ended up picking me up by the head of the hair and stuck a gun into my head and said, well, if you want to live, then take a walk off into the woods. So they walked me up into the forest there with a black handgun stuck to my head. So they did. And you know, like, I can't, because I feel like actually crying, to be honest with you, but that's when the
gun to your head and they raped her.
Yeah.
Natasha was brutally raped at the entrance into the woods, along this path. Christina nearby was being thumped by a crowbar in the face. Both girls were helpless.
And they said, you're next, you're next, you're next. And I said, no, we're on, we're on, we're going Tasha. And then I seen Tasha, I said, oh my God, like, her pants were down to her ankles, and she's no underwear on her. Underwear up in the woods. I pulled her pants back up, and I buttoned her up, and I fixed her up. And I didn't even know, I was that shocked, I didn't even know my face was busted open, like.
Both girls were heavily traumatized by their ordeal, and they escaped and ran out of here half naked and bloodied, and they ran down that road to a nearby house, desperate for assistance and help.
And we ran a half a mile in our feet, and it was all pitch black, and it was all bendy roads and potholes and all. And I had loads of cuts and bruises and all over my feet and all, and I just kept hold of Christina's hand, and I said, Christina, don't look back. I said, don't look back. I said, we're going to get help. I said, I'm going to get help for you.
The girls were able to call the guards from a nearby house at around 4:30 a.m. Their night of terror had ended, but the mental and physical scars were only beginning. 3 months on, and the girls still bear the marks, a constant reminder of their brutal assault. But it's the mental anguish, not the scars, that has left them tormented.
They're all in my head. I've mental scars, do you know, that kind of way. And like, my doctor has put me on to counsellors and all, and that, and the whole lot and that, but it's just, it's inside my head, do you know, that kind of way. It's, I don't, like, so what if I scars all over my body and all? It's what's inside my head, like, do you know that kind of way, like. I just want to come back to normal Tasha, but it's just not happening. Normal Tasha's not going to come back. And I know that. She's not going to come back for maybe a couple of years, probably.
After the incident, 5 men were held on remand, but all were released without charge.